freedom of expression on a piece of paper. There are no specific guidelines. If I were to give you a page and give me a page, we'd come up with two different things. So it's our different forms of expression or feelings or how we feel about, you know, whatever the case might be.
This is not a doodle, is what I was told by a bunch of energy drink promoters when they try to sell me their product through a doodle art competition. Crazy, right? Not a doodle? What does that even mean? According to Google, to doodle means to scribble absent-mindedly. What if Google is wrong? Maybe I should ask some real people.
I would say that doodling is expression, normally out of boredom or distraction in my case, in the margin of a page or on the back of a page that you're supposed to be working on. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be amazing, and it doesn't have to be something that I'm going to hang on a wall.
Doodling is a thing you just do for fun. Like, you don't need requirements, or you're not thinking, you just doodle, let your hand go free. It's a form of drawing, but like it's not constricted to a certain concept or idea.
You're not necessarily caught up in some sort of psychological imprisonment. It's sort of like freedom of expression. You go out there and draw what you like.
It is a form of release on a page. In that moment, that structure is made for the first time. It's a bit of an emotional journey to doodle.
My style can vary depending on my mood. I like to draw cartoons and also the entangling, which is a form of repetitive pattern, and you just kind of like draw a space and then fill it in whatever strikes you. It's very therapeutic. It helps calm me down when I'm stressed.
My style is like a fusion of minimalism and Japanese-inspired art, and I like whole like natural, elemental kind of design. I'm a slight of a hyper-realist, so like hair and skin detail, I'm really good at that.
I really enjoy dots. Dots are really cool. So I like intertwining them or just like making jewels, turning them into like subtle structures.
I love ink. I love inking. Well, doodling is primarily inking, but I love comic styles. Comic styles, I'm really in love with that, like the vintage style.
The things that inspire me to doodle are normally boredom or procrastination. In the moment when I want to distract myself, or for example, when I was writing my matric exams, I would finish like an hour early, and instead of just sitting there staring into space or putting my head down on my desk, I would flip my paper over and draw on the back. It didn't win me a lot of favor with many teachers. They didn't like me very much, but it did stop me from going insane.
Just really miniature things inspires me to draw dots. Like polka dots are really cute, although I don't think they go well on clothes. But I do think polka dots, or like dots in general, are just a cute phenomenon. So I enjoy doodling dots.
Doodling for me is like a stress reliever. It's more so like not really wasting amount of time, but like just letting my ideas flow, and also like bouncing off ideas in a visual sense. Like I know like talking about it and like writing words and essays help, but like visually when you make up characters or sayings or shapes or colors, it helps to understand things.
My favorite thing to doodle with, and it's normally because it's what I have in my hand at the time, is a ballpoint pen, preferably black.
Traditionally, people like to use black ink or black ink pens. People start off with pencils, but like black pen, blue pen, any kind of pen really.
Ballpoint pens, but very thin, like 0.5 millimeters.
Basic necessities, man. I go simple. I go fine liners. Simply just fine liners, man. Or I start with pencil and go over in fine liner, whichever way, but fine liner, straight up, only fine liner.
I think that doodling stems from our ability as humans to create. Since we were cave dwellers, you see drawings on cave walls that are still around today, and I think that that comes from the same place as doodling. It's just this innate creativity that we all have inside of us.
Ever since we realized that we could write with our hands, that's when we started doodling. In fact, before, maybe doodling was the initial language.
It was like to be planning a strategy visually, to think cognitively, but like it's to see where things can go visually, and then it's a form of mind mapping or strategizing, and then it became more of an expressive and artistic approach.
I think anyone is able to doodle. It's self-expression, it's freedom of expression. You know, they can just pour out whatever they're feeling on the page, and if you are adept at that sort of thing, if you're good at expressing yourself in that way, then yes.
I'd say yes, but there are some people that rather suppress their ability to draw. It is something that requires you to be in touch with your emotions.
I believe anyone can. We only doodle because we actually found out or saw what doodling is. So we kind of had that idea already, but anybody can doodle, anybody.
You don't need to be a major in science or you don't need to be an art student. It's just something that you do free time or if you devote time for it.